Alright, so we're going to be going over GPS placement. We've done a video in the past talking about how you can hide it underneath here. In this case, that's what I would end up doing, but we're going to be showing you how to install one on the dash, because we had a few requests for that. So the first thing, if you're installing one on the dash, you're going to want to find a spot to run your cable down. If you're installing in the glove box, it makes more sense to do it on the passenger side, just so it's a lot easier to run it. So the first thing you're going to want to do is pop your A-pillar off. This one doesn't have any screws on it, but some of them you will see a little plastic square. Those will pry off and there'll be a screw behind that. After you get that screw off, you're just going to want to get to the edge of the A-pillar and push out. You'll see this one came off right there. Sometimes they do have little retention clips behind there that kind of hold them in place. For this install, it really doesn't matter too much, because we're just going to be taking the wire and tucking it back here. The next step is going to be this weather stripping here, but we'll change angles to show you that. Alright, so this is the weather stripping on this one. Some vehicles, BMWs, Lexus, Toyota, there's a few other ones that use this kind of tar almost that's in here. You'll kind of see some of the residue here. It will get on your fingers and it will stain, especially with the suede material. So you want to be very careful, or wear gloves if you have them. We're just going to be very careful with it. So as you can see, I just kind of pulled down on it. In some cases they will have metal retention clips that hold it in place. Pry tool will work to kind of get in between that, but you do have to be careful of the paint. Once you kind of get down to here, you'll see it's kind of getting stuck. That's because we need to pop this off here. So I'm going to take my pry tool and just get in there. This is pretty much the same for most vehicles. They, for the most part, have these on the side here with all these clips on them. There might be a screw, so be careful of that depending on the vehicle. So once we've gotten that off, we're going to finish pulling our weather stripping down to about right there, so we have plenty of room to work in here and get in there. Next thing we're going to want to do is take our GPS antenna. You want to peel this off the back, and then you'll just set it up here wherever you like, wherever the best placement is. And then all you have to do is take your cable and put it in between the A-pillar on the inside and the chassis. And we'll run it down. So right now I'm just pushing it behind the airbag. If you do have the airbags and the A-pillars, make sure you run anything behind them that you have. Otherwise, if they go off, they will take the wire with them when they go off, and you don't want that. And then when I get to the bottom here at the A-pillar, you can just tuck it right behind there, because we've removed that weather stripping. So we're going to get all of our slack through, make sure our placement's good. And then it's just back behind there now. Now on the other side, you'll fish it down. You can push it also, if you make it here. You can take a pry tool and press down in here, and as you'll see, the wire just goes directly in there. It's now behind the A-pillar. We've got our wire here. And then we'll just run the wire back here, and then all you have to do is route this to the glove box. Depending on the vehicle, it can be a little difficult from this side, so the main thing that I like to recommend is just using a piece of wire, a little bit thicker gauge. I believe this is 14 gauge that we're using here, and you can just take this end here, unplug it so you have the 4-pin, and then you can just tie any wire around that. And now you've got it on this side. This wire's pretty stiff, so I can just push it back here and fish it through to where I need it.